Hey everybody, and welcome to Hex Token channel. I was going to make a joke, man. I botched it up. Anyway, it's your host Superman in the house. It's your host Superman in the house. You can't make a good stand-up joke even if he's sitting down. So welcome everybody. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Don't forget to subscribe on the way in. Smash that like button. Hit the bell, and of course, share the channel around. It helps with the algorithm. We've got Blobfish King in the house today. V3 any day. I can't wait to play Richard's pivots. Interesting they are. We're going to talk about Richard's pivots today. So welcome Blobfish King, and appreciate the insights there. Harvey Diaz in the house there. One Hex price predictions. A go, says Harvey. Feel free to put them in the chat there. We'll be looking to look at those, Harvey. Ted Nelson's in the house there. Hey everybody, good to see you, Ted. We've got Brennan is out. Well, morning Superman and family. We are so close. We are indeed, Brennan. We're so close indeed. Michael says, hello, Superman. Thank you for bringing us value content every day. I appreciate that, Michael. I'm certainly enjoying it. I hope you guys are enjoying it because we're on the best ride in crypto. Sandy Beach in the house. Hey, Sandy Beach. Good to see you. Hello, Hex Token and everybody. Hey, Sandy will know what this means. 2 and 22. Sandy will know what that means. 2 and 22. So that's a special shout out for Sandy. 2 and 22. And I'm sure the crowd goes wild. We got Brennan in the house there with the claps. Nice one, Brennan. J-Man also is in the house there. Hello, everybody. Good to see J-Man. V3 coming soon. Yeah, I know. That's the title of the video, too. Pulsechain feels so close, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel so close? It does. And J-Man says, I always enjoy being here. Yeah, me too, J-Man. Me too. And, of course, Humberto in the house there. Yo, 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 Superman, cheers. Sitting here tonight, waiting for tonight's Superman Nightly Bump. Woo! Hey, Humberto, good to see you in the house there. Crypto capital in the world. Yeah, Sandy Beach says, yes, please like, retweet my Twitter. Yeah, Sandy Beach is a rising star there. Looking good there, Sandy. Hey, Sandy, I was just going to suggest to you, as you're rising through the Twitter ranks there are a lot of female Pulsechain and Pulsex influencers rising the ranks in Twitter there. I thought you should probably post some Pulsechain, Pulsex, Hex Pumpamentals on there, and maybe some memes or imagery, branding. That will help a lot too. I think that'd be pretty good because you're doing such a great job. Let's go to the next level. Katie's in the house there. Hey, Superman, good to see everybody. Let's go, says Katie. And J-Man says, best community ever. Yeah, it is, J-Man. That's true. If you want to follow Sandy Beach, rising star in the Twitter sphere there, that is Sandy's Twitter. Cool. Sandy Beach says, okay, thanks, Hex Token. No, you're fine. I'm looking forward to your rise through the ranks there, Sandy Beach. You'd certainly got a good position to start from, that's for sure. All right, let's get into it. How many people? We've got 20 people in the house, so we're starting early, starting late. I'm sure that will build up over the live stream. We're going to get into, obviously, all the cool stuff around the stock market. Before we do that, though, we've got Archipelago in the house there. Hi, all. Good to see Archipelago. Very, very cool. Let's get into it, folks. And all right, here we are, folks. The stock market. So the S&P 500 in search of first weekly win in 4 weeks as rates retreat to boost tech. So that's cool. Rates coming down there. Long-term rates. Tech is got boosted, and we ended up with a pretty good day after 4 or 5 weeks of pretty hammered on the stock market. Yesterday was okay. But today looks like we've got a better day for once. Yes, we have. We've got a very nice green day here on the stock market. Dow Jones Industrials is up 1.17%, 387 points. Yay! And remember, that's the top 30 industrials there. That's 33,390 on index. So really good day. S&P 500 is up 1.6%, 64 points to 4,045. So nice to be back over that 4,000 level for the S&P 500. And the Nasdaq is almost up 2% there at 64 points up to 2% there, up 226. 226. I seem to have some sort of Tweety Bird stutter going on here. 226 is the increase there to 11,689. I think this is turning into a comedy hour. I don't know. It might happen. Anyway, risk on means risk off a little bit for the dollar, down 0.5%, 50 there points. And of course, at 104.49 there is the old dollar. We got the commodities. Commodities up 1.4% on Brent oil, up $1.18 to $85.93, so $86 basically. The West Texas is up 2%, $1.65 to $79.81 a barrel. Those are the prices there. Jumping to gold commodities, we've got gold up 1.1%, $20.50 up to $1,861. Decent move for gold today. And silver is also up 2.16%, up 45 cents to $21.35. Well, it hasn't been performing that well, obviously, with the stock market being smashed and the US dollar being stronger. That's pretty much it. So let's get into the commentary. The S&P 500 rallied Friday, so it's green, searching for its first weekly gain in 4 weeks as Treasury yields eased from more than a decade highs. So it's pretty cool. The 10-year Treasury yield moved back below the key 4% level. 10 years at 4%, so it's a lot, pretty high rate there. After recently hitting its highest level since 2010, the retreat in yields comes as data showing an expected return to growth in U.S. services activity for the first time in 8 months. So for the first time in 8 months, suggested the economy remains resilient enough to withstand further rate hikes. Demand has clearly showed in the good side of the economy, but the service sector is still cranking. Jeffries wrote a note, service sector businesses are still having difficulty in meeting demand. Strong economic data has forced investors to rethink how much more the Fed tightening is needed to materially slow the economy. And of course, we're still expecting higher than lower, right? So, and for longer. Fed typically always goes overshoots anyway. Investors are now forecasting the Fed to lift rates to a terminal rate as high as 5.46. So you've heard me talking about 5.4. So it's got 5.46 here, well above the 4.95% level seen at the end of last year. Remember, the SEP forecast in December was 5.1, but we are expecting another 25 basis points up to that. So instead of 50, moving to 75 over March, May, and June. That would take us to around about 5.4, with the top of that 5.5 to 5.25 is the range on the federal funds rate there. Growth sectors of the economy, including consumer discretionary and tech, were green, both which were vulnerable to rising rates, were bolstered by the fall in treasury yields. So yay. So let's have a look at a couple of the tech stocks here, top of the leaders. Tesla was the biggest gainer in consumer stocks following data showing that demand in China rose after the electric vehicle maker cut prices. Tesla's monthly sales climbed 13%, 74,402 vehicles in February. And what else we got there? In tech, Apple rallied more than 3% after Morgan Stanley reiterated its buy rating of the stock, citing underappreciated catalysts, including iPhone and services gross margins near all-time highs and future product launches. Meta Platforms was also in the ascendancy, up more than 6% after the social media giant cut the price of its virtual reality headset at a time when Wall Street continues to talk up the company's potential boost from AI. I don't know if you guys have been using any virtual reality sets. I have never used one. I'm sure it's a bit trippy, particularly if you're on a roller coaster ride, something like that, or in a horror movie. I'm sure those are pretty scary. I'm not sure how good they are now either, how good they've got. In the other AI-related stock news, C3 AI Inc. Reported fiscal third quarter results that beat Wall Street expectations, driven by the new business wins and expansion and partnerships, sending its shares up 33%. So it's not too bad a day for a stock company there. The AI enterprise company also delivered upbeat guidance, with management reiterating their target to reach non-GAAP operating profitability by the fiscal fourth quarter. So those were the leading tech stories. Obviously, AI is very popular at the moment, not just for stocks, but in crypto as well. So those is kind of the highlights there. We're going to jump away from the stock market and commodities. That is not a bad day, a pretty good day in the stock market, and especially after the last 4 or 5 weeks, that's pretty good. Now, crypto didn't pick up the same theme though. Crypto there possibly suffering from the Silvergate fallout, and of course we had BTC tumble yesterday, and of course down 4.63%, down to 22,385 there on above Bitcoin. Let's have a quick look at the Bitcoin chart there. We can see this tumble. We were sitting here, this is on the 15-minute chart. We're sitting at $23,422 on the old Bitcoin, and then sold down. Obviously, typically these are either particularly dumped down for some reason or manipulated, these sort of big moves like that. And of course, if you're long, you might have got stopped out there. So just the way it goes. Anyway, it did get down to as low as 21,988. So it did spike below 22,000 on the old 15-minute chart there. Let's have a look at the daily chart though. and see what that looks like at the moment. So this is it. Obviously, we had the golden cross back here for Bitcoin, just like we have had for Hex recently, and we had a pullback here. Seems to be bouncing, it's just bounced so far, at least it's bounced so far off that 22k mark, just above the 200 EMA. We got the RSI has pulled down quite a bit here, down to 43. So we'll see how we go there. It does look a little bit like a rollover here, doesn't it? A little bit. So we'll see how we get on there. The golden cross hopefully would have taken us a bit further. And like I said, I felt like the top of this range was 30k. And we haven't got close to that. We've got to 25, which was pretty good, I thought, but rejected so far. Maybe we'll recover from the Silvergate issue. We'll see. So that is the Bitcoin. Ether is at 1573, down 4.5%. Obviously following the Bitcoin down, and BNB at 291, down 2.43%. What else is there? There's a lot of red ones you can see in there as well, all over the place. But typically a lot of the leaders are down a couple of percentage points. Now, here's the good news. The good news, there is good news on the old crypto, and that is, what did I do there? I didn't want to do that. Let me just go back. I just want to get rid of this little overlay. US dollars, look at USDC. Woohoo! It's been below peg for, 2 weeks, is it? Because of the SEC. It is up 2.17%. It's back over peg, actually. It's above peg at $1. That has been a little bit of a worry there, but that is back peg. So nice one there, 2.17%. Very, very cool indeed. What else is, obviously USD Tether's been at peg. That's not been an issue. And of course, BUSD is also at peg. Surprise, surprise, surprise. 1.0195 on the BUSD. And that is also well above peg there. So maybe overshooting probably. But in any case, that is over peg. That's good to see from that point of view. So that is pretty much that on the stable coins. That's a positive news. And we'll see where the BTC holds up here. It does look like a bit of a rollover here though, despite the golden crossover. So we'll see if this holds above the 200 moving average EMA here. Let me know in the chat there. I'm not sure we've got Brendan in the chat or AK or anyone like that, but let us know what you think about that one. That is the old BTC crypto market. So we're going to wrap that up. Here we're going to leave the site. We're going to get to Hex. Hex came down too, and of course that came down with the BTC move. I was watching it in real time, and I guess some of you guys were too. So BTC was moving down, and yeah, just the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? So we're going to talk about this in a second. Let's get back into the chat though and catch up on the comments, so I don't get too far ahead of myself. Let's go. Whereabouts where we got up to there? We got Sandy Beach. So Katie's in the house there. Smash those likes. Definitely smash the likes, folks, on the way in. And in the house, Uncle Will as well. Hey, Superman, you have to be the hardest working man in the cryptoverse. Thank you. I appreciate that, Uncle Will. I do my best. We're all on the same journey, right? So I just, as I say, and many times before, I'm just streaming it. That's pretty much it. Astro in the house there. Woo! Good to see Astro. Who else has jumped in here? Check my pulses in the house. Evening, Superman. Good evening, Hexkins. Wake Dogs in the house as well. BTC is manipulated. Yep. If you haven't been paying attention, Wall Street exchanges and the US government won't host the BTC now. Yeah, and we've still got the Winklevoss twins and a few others out there you can name. Sailor and his crew. What else there? That's game over for the BTC. Yeah, it's going to be, I think it's on the hard ask. Yeah, I agree with you on that one there, Wake Dog. What else there? We've got Big Kahuna with the mining. I like that. We're going to pivot into that, talk about the terminology soon. Machiavelli's in the house with the rocket bags, like that. Yo Mama says Hex SEC update. No, nothing. There's no update around that. They're just doing an investigation at stage. I don't think there's been much change to that. You might want to talk about to some of the US influencers about that, Yo Mama. It's probably something that they may be able to comment on or not comment on in this case. Brent Eslex says, I posted some charts in the price chat of possible pattern play out with BTC. Nice one. I'll take a look at those after the live stream there, Brennan. And Check My Pulse says, was thinking V3 testnet this weekend. BTC final drop in a couple of weeks, then pumps up. Pulsechain launch, kind of perfect timing. I think that's not too bad, just to give or take the timing. That seems a reasonable forward view. Archipelago in the house there. VR is neat. I've used the Oculus to play some different games. It's fun, but novel I'd say. Yeah. I think it's probably got a bit of way to go before it really is transformational. All right, let's get back into it. We're going to get the BTC, Hex. Let's do that. Right, so Hex at the moment is at 6976, so just below the 7 cent mark there. Still looking pretty good though. Still looking pretty good. We've got our golden cross here, of course, right there, and we're rallying up here. So let's have a look at the 15-minute chart and have a look at the dynamics. As you can see, we pretty much at the same time that Bitcoin came down, we had what 6 or 7 accounts or so, plus a lot of smaller stuff sell us down. And we got all sold down to around about 6947, which is not too far from where we are now, actually. And you can see their volume come in there. This is on the 15-minute chart, and you can sort of see we tried to move back up here. We got back up to about 7.2 cents, which is not too bad, but that was kind of a week, right? Too weak. You could always see that when it's just coming up this slowly and gets 72, it's a little weak on that side, or quite weak actually. And then of course down it came. We made a lower low here, and we got down to 6886, but not too low. So that was kind of positive as well. So you can see that on there. We're back up to 6.976 there. We had a nice big buyer come in earlier that helped push us, save the chart in some ways. That did get sold into it a little bit though. Let's jump into the hourly chart. This is the hourly chart here, and you can see we've had 2 phases down, even 3 phases here. Off from the top here, we were up at 7.8 cents basically. That's where we got to the top there. Once, twice almost, so that would just come back down. So this on the hourly. Let's see what the whale bot shows us over the last 24 hours on the hourly. We've got 3 million Hex that staked 21 hours ago for 1916 days. That's pretty cool. Congratulations to them. Have you noticed we've been getting quite a few multi-million longer term stakes? And what would be a cool analysis is all the short-term stakers, whether they've been staking longer. I'm pretty sure I've seen 1 or 2 that definitely staking longer. That's kind of neat. We had 35 million Hex staked here for 265 days, so that was one of them that came out, I'm pretty sure. Now this one here did sell down some of its bags, so they obviously want a bit of cash flow, and then they staked the rest of the 35 million for 265 days. So I did watch that one yesterday. But they were in these they were in some of these red candles here, selling down a little bit there. We had 10.8 million Hex stake 58 days, one of these short-term stakers here. So it's one of those short-term stakers that are coming out. We had 2.3 million Hex sold for 162k 13 hours ago. So if we have a look on our chart, 13 hours ago, let's see how far back we're going there. So that's in this red candle here, that red candle. And what else? Let's jump through some of that. 7 hours ago, 850,000 Hex stake for 2,871 days. Very nice. That's what Hex is all about. Buy Hex, stake, and what is it? Buy Hex and get mining T-shares now. Is that the terminology? T-share miners and start mining away. I got to remember the change in terminology. We're going to talk about that in a second. 130,000 Hex just in-staked. That was a negative ROI of 99.6. So I don't know. It looks compromised, does it not? So reward there at 347. So yeah, not really what Hex is designed for. 110 million, Hex staked for 72 days. These are these big stakes coming out. 4,639 T-shares. That was 3 hours ago. So kind of cool. As you can see, the Whalebot, not too many big sellers. So a lot of smaller sellers, as I indicated over the last 24 hours, sending us down, which is a positive sign. A positive sign there. So it's kind of cool. What else there? Just having a look at some of these comments. So on. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, so that is the Whalebot. Let's jump back into the chart here. So we're on the up and up here, 6976. Let's see how we go. We certainly want to get above the 7.2 to break this sort of downward rollover here. That kind of got a rollover. Normally, if you didn't have Pulsechain, this chart would probably roll over. So that's probably all I'd say about that. Right, so that is the Whalebot there. We're going to get into the 4-hourly on the old chart. This is sort of the trading view. We can see we're bouncing up around here. Still pretty similar comments here. We have got this sort of what was previous resistance. We did spike through that, but we kind of got that support level there now as well. Let's have a look at the RSI. We're definitely down in the negative territory here, 48.97. But let's go to the daily. Have a look at the daily here. Daily RSI still looking pretty good, 64. Yeah, we've got that resistances. Hopefully will become support, and we'll just zigzag, keep zigzagging up here. I think quite a few of us obviously are expectant of a Pulsechain test at V3 very soon. We can sort of feel it, as I put in the title. So let's have a look at the summary for the 24 hours. So we're down 7.24% at the moment, but we are up almost 0.5% on the last hour, so that's kind of cool. Over 24 hours, we've had 419 trades in the top trading pair that are buys. That's 59%. But the volume, however, was on the sell side 2.3 million, which is 54% of the volume, versus 2 million on the buy side. So 54% was bigger volume than the trades. And that's kind of where we are at this moment. So that is the Hex price. We're going to come back to that, of course, later on. But let's jump into Hedron. Hedron down pretty decently here at 1851. Didn't manage to keep up this rally here when it got to 2,200. It's been back down the last 2 days. And this candle, these daily candles have got about 10 minutes to go. That's just the way it is. Let's have a look at the RSI. RSI here we've got down at 44, and we have got a battle here between the buyers and the sellers going on down here. But the confirmed trend for buyers is over. So we'll see how we get on there. What else? We're going to jump into the number of trades. 28 buys in terms of trades, 49% of the volume, pretty close to 50%. But in terms of the sell volume, though, dramatically in favor of the sell side. 83% sell volume at 109k versus 23k there on the top trading pair. I think it's the top one, either one of the two top ones there. So that is pretty much that for Hedron. Let's jump over to Icosa Hex HSI auction house. We've got 3,849 in the queue that have not yet been bought into the auction. What else? We've got 16 in the auction house that you can bid on with your Hedron. You need to use app.icosa.pro. You can find the link in our useful links in our Discord under Icosa Hedron. Let's see what are the big ones up for grabs at the moment. This one here, there's a 300,000 coming up in almost 14 hours at 36 T-shares. That's about it. There's a few smaller ones around there at the moment, so nothing really big. There's only that one big one there and a couple of smaller ones, 3 T-shares, etc. around there as well. So that's cool. Let's jump over to Dev Huey. Now, Dev Huey here has been giving us all the alpha around the Hedron Icosa ecosystem. He has a website that you can go check out. He's got 2 watts of NFTs burned in the last 24 hours. 7,640, points there, M points, and of course we've now got 21,547 watts left. So slowly and surely it is burning, but very slowly indeed. So that is pretty much Hedron. We're going to jump into Pulsechain updates now. This is really enjoying this section. I hope you guys are too. It's going to be a lot of fun, but let's catch up on the comments again, and let me just hit the waiting for the overlay to work. Go overlay. Are you serious? Man, that took ages. All right, let's come back up here. Definitely got up to VR. We're talking about VR. Big Kahuna says, I got a feeling V3 testnet March the 21st. Oh, cool. March the 21st. And what day it is now? It is the 3rd of March in the US. So what's it, 18 days from now? Tin Top in the house. What's up? What's up? Good to see Tin Top. Matt and Barley's jumped in the chat as well. Howdy all. Quick check-in before the beach. Living the dream. Old Matt on the beach there. Where are these green candles? Yeah, they disappeared today. Normally we've had Hex Token green candles every live stream just about for the last week or so. But no green candles today for Hex. But maybe we'll get that turning around into the weekend here. Now it is Saturday in good old New Zealand. But it is still a Friday, obviously, in the Northern Hemisphere. So this is where it is at this stage. Charity Dunning. Wow, haven't seen you for a while, Charity. Good to see you as well, with the eyes looking in there, peeking in. There's old Charity. Great to see you. Let's get into it, folks. We're going to get into the Pulsechain updates. Let's do it. A very popular section. All right, so Richard Hart here. This is the last update we had about Pulsechain, and I like to remind people that may have missed it. A great Pulsechain update news. Devs bet the bug and got stage 9 complete on Pulse Aragon, one of the 2 execution clients, the other one being Go Geth there. This means it's likely that the remaining metadata generating stages are complete as well. It's probably all been done by now. And of course, all clients are testing well now, and the tooling has been prepared for testnet v3. And of course, the chart got revved up with that. We've had how many views on this so far? 573,000 views. Pretty impressive. And we're getting excited for that. That was on the 27th What's that, 2 and 3? That's what, 5 days, 6 days ago. Very, very cool indeed. So getting very excited for all that. That was the update there. But we've been seeing Richard has been getting a lot more vocal and changing a lot of tunes. We saw him posting lots of stuff around his childhood here and talking about his background a bit. And he goes, so he posted some of these pictures of school pictures there. And of course, we've seen other people post their own pictures. Not talking about Sandy Beach at all, but we've got other people posting other ones, pictures around. So that's kind of cool. My culture is my culture. You can't take it away from me. It's literally part of me. And of course, he grew up there. I think was it Florida, Miami, or somewhere around there. So that's kind of cool. He's got his pictures there. You can check that out. The other one, of course, he posted some pictures when he's really young. And the future is bright. The future is bright there. So he's showing a bit of personality. But he also posted where he grew up as well. So his house that he grew up with, they've got the cars out in the front lawn there, and so forth. So that was pretty cool. So that's one of the two themes that he's been doing. And of course, he's been posting lots of comments about that. The people have been checking out. The other thing he's been talking about is also shifting the terminology around Hex to minting. Since people interact with the contract, there's no custodial. People interact and they mint their own, they stake themselves, they mint their own rewards. So it's really been a bit of a shift there, leading the way, Richard, from talking about staking per se, and because obviously the centralized stuff to staking as a service and things like that, and moving towards a minting. So the Hex contract is immutable. It does use its staking terms, got a couple of different terms that it uses around staking. But moving to staking is moving to minting is kind of where people are heading, just so that gives a bit of a clarity around what people are actually doing. You're actually interacting with the contract yourself, and there's no middleman, as it were. So it's a pretty distinction there. The other thing, of course, we've been using on this channel, we've been using rewards and yields for quite a long time. So it's something we're already well ahead of a lot of that stuff on this channel. All right, so that was kind of cool with some of those two themes there coming out from Richard around terminology and around his childhood. Now, obviously, his childhood probably leads into the Heist of Stakes documentary that's expected out in Q1, Q2. And of course, we know that they're targeting the big 5 streamers. They're in the distribution phase, and of course, to get deals, and they've been in that phase, I guess, since probably maybe third quarter of last year, maybe fourth quarter last year, in that period. And that's where they get agents, talk to agents talk to the big streamers, and they make a deal. They get a deal done. Now, we know, obviously, that there hasn't really been a big crypto documentary, probably since the early Bitcoin days, and the other one I would say is maybe the Coinbase promo, but it's really a promo video. So, yeah, it's really something that's a big gap in the market. And, of course, who else better in crypto could you talk about than Richard Hart, and, of course, the 10,000x journey of X, and, of course, Pulsechain and everything else coming up. And how it's changed lives. So, yeah, it's going to be fun to see that. And we'll get which top streamers will pick this up. It's going to be all that sort of stuff expected. We don't know much more than that. There's a few producers around the community that have been involved, and of course they've been alluding to certain things and saying things are going pretty good. So it's kind of where we're up to based on what I've heard on the street. Let us know in the chat there if you've heard anything else. So that's kind of cool. And we've obviously seen Richard pivot with the old photos there. So obviously part of the story in High Stakes is Richard's early days, childhood and stuff like that. We've also just obviously seen Richard Hart update his website, richardhart.com. So we've got things really ramping up, not just for Pulsechain testing V3, but also the Highest of Stakes. It does appear that Richard is gearing up for that, because obviously people are going to search you. If you're if it's super successful on one of these streaming things, a lot of eyes are going to see you. We're talking about a huge factor greater than the current audience. People that know coiners in particular will see you, and so it's going to be something that people are going to search up. So we've got good old pictures here, obviously, of Richard Hart. We've got him over here at the school. Riverland Elementary, 1987, and his favourite teacher there, Miss Kennedy, grade 2. Miss Kennedy. It's funny how you always remember your teachers, right? Well, actually, I can't hardly remember any teachers, honestly. Maybe one or two, possibly, that I faintly remember. But you know, teachers play a big role in your life, and as long as they're not indoctrinating like today. Back when we were going to school, that didn't really happen. So they just taught us maths and English. That was pretty much it. All right, so we got Riverland there, elementary, and he's got another one there. Where is he? Up here on the top left here as well. And it's got a very happy, look at a happy class. Everyone looks pretty happy in the class there. There he is over here. He's got his Nintendo shirt on, which I thought was pretty hilarious. And as someone pointed out on Twitter, it looks like he's surrounded, if you take all the faces, he's surrounded by the hexagon there. A hexagon there for the Hex. Maybe it was Destiny there, the Nintendo and that. Now, he wasn't lying about it being a gamer. Remember, he was a big gamer. He was playing it too much, he said. Well, you can see where it started from there, early days. I mean, this is 1989, 1990, so it was early gamer for sure, and so forth there. So pretty cool. Hats off to Mr. Sour there, wearing the cool old sunnies. Look at those old sunnies. That's classic there, so pretty funny. What else here? We got other ones. This looks like he's at some sort of camp, this one. I'm just trying to, where is he here? Just trying to have a look. I'm not even sure if I can see him. There he is there. There he is there, right there. All right, so we got some cool photos from Richard, and looking proud, and looks like a classic kid back in the day. Got all the shirts on, all that sort of stuff, so pretty cool. And people will be searching this stuff off, obviously at the highest of stakes. They're talking about that backstory, and of course his humble beginnings as well. So one of his comments he did make was that he was from a very loving family. I thought it was very nice. Good comment to make there, and you can see this on richardhart.com. So this is public here, and he's added these pictures onto richardhart.com. You can find the links in our useful links in the Discord under I think we got under Richard Hart. I think the section Richard Hart. So you can definitely find all those, and of course the rest of the stuff that's happening. So things are definitely changing. Things are being set up for the future. We've had major pivots here around the terminology, around Richard Hart posting some of the stuff that potentially going to be highlighted in the highest of stakes, and that could be coming sooner than later. So it's pretty exciting on all those fronts. Very cool. So that is the Richard Hart update there. We're also going to talk about the updates for Pulsechain. We've got the devs logging in here for the Pulsechain, and we've got the 3 commas on the Pulsechain GitLab. 3rd of March there, we've got 3 commas. Brett Paulson, 3rd of March. We got Richard Hart dropping in on 3rd of March again. So what's that? 3 times. It was months before that. And of course, the last time he gave us the Pulsechain update, 27th. So it was the first time he logged in there. Now we see him back in again. 2nd and 3rd of March here. And so Richard Hart jumping in there as well. So that's kind of cool. What else there? We've also got SJB in the house there as well on the 3rd of March, also for Pulsechain. So that's why we feel like Pulsechain feels so close. That's kind of the title of the video, and it kind of feels where we're at, doesn't it? It does feel that way. And then, of course, the PulseX GitLab. We've also got the updates from the team. We've got 1 or 2 different members in this team, of course. 3 commas, March the 3rd. Agris in there, March the 3rd. We've got Brett Paulson there, March the 3rd. Hines in there, March the 3rd. And Lucas Carlson in the house, March the 3rd as well. Richard Hart in there too on both GitLabs there, March the 3rd. So really things do look like they're getting very close. And of course, Richard's been posting pretty profusely on his old Twitter here with lots of updates. So pretty cool, as you can see. And so that's kind of neat. So lots of updates, lots of pivoting, and Pulsechain interactions there on the GitLab. We're going to get into Pulsechain project updates. Before we do that, though, let's get back into the chat and catch up. That's how we roll. All right, who's jumped in since we've been here? We've got 58 people in the house now. We've 3x'd our audience, so welcome everybody. Don't forget the subscribe button, hit the bell as well. Laid back Saturday for me, of course. Still Friday for some of you. Just the way it goes. We got Brendan in the house there. Maybe some green candles on the 1 minute chart. Maybe Brendan. That's pretty desperate if I'm going to hit to the 1 minute chart there on the old X. Pulsechain trainers in the house there. Hello family. Howdy from Texas. Yeehaw! Pulsechain trainer from Texas. Good to see you. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hey, one of the things I always want to do is go to Texas and go line dancing. Does that sound funny? I think it sounds cool. Go on line dance there. That'd be fun. Well, at least it would have been fun when I was at my peak. Whereas unfortunately I'm far retired now. What else there? Well, Charity in house there. Hello, Superman. Dropping in to see what's up on the community. Yeah, it's beautiful. We appreciate it, Charity. And a big welcome. We'll give you a magical twinkle for the welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Scott Jackson, g'day all. Good old Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. And we've got T-Shares in the house as well. Good to see you, Superman. Hey, good to see you too. Staker app got to change the mining app, and where is that update for the app? I know we're waiting for V2. Bring on V2, Steph. We want V2 on the Staker app, that's for sure. Looks so good, doesn't it? Looks so good. Very futuristic, very space oriented. I love it. Hex provides freedom from people. No wonder the highest stakes is having a hard time finding distribution. They don't want that. We don't know if they're having a hard time. So far, the producers have said that it's going well. So they may not be. They may be fine. Remember, they're independent from Richard. They're obviously probably having dialogue, but hence the changes from Richard. But they are independent. Just read let me jump to Machiavelli. Staking manifests more natural and alien rights. Astro says, "Lol." Yeah, well, the hex code is immutable on the blockchain, and the terms are already locked in there. Astro says it's really more about communication. I think the way we're communicating what's actually going on with you do the work on the X contract. So I think it's more around that. That's definitely him, says Astro. Yeah. Drix in the house there with the Superman. Hey Drix, good to see you as always. I think that's pretty much it. All right. Hardy Hexlorian says CoinSpot going to look at listing Hex Australia. Yeah, I saw that. We did cover that. I think we covered that yesterday. I think we may have covered that yesterday. Hardy Hexlorian, but yeah, on the tabs on that. Now I do know that quite a few Twitter influencers have been posting old exchanges listings, like Poloniex and others. They have been around for a long time. But hey, any press is good press, even if it's misleading. As long as it's not, grossly misleading, if you know what I mean. It's not harmful. Australians' #1 crypto exchange. Yeah, that'll be cool. It's going to be cool. Now, obviously, a lot of us stay in DeFi and decentralized exchanges, so really, I guess it's for onboarding people and stuff like that. I'm not sure if many people will put Hex in those pools onto centralized exchanges because we like to own our keys to our coins. So. But in terms of onboarding the people that are on their platform already, that may be pretty good. Pulsechain says the mainstream media, Netflix doesn't want to promote freedom. That's why no documentary yet. We'll see, Pulsechain. I'd keep a bit more of open mind, but I understand what you're saying about that. And I'm not in disagreement. I just think that it's a commercial deal. We'll see. It's a good story. I think it's a good story, Pulsechain, and I think hopefully that's what they go through. We know they love their woke indoctrination stuff, but hopefully they'll get into the real stuff. All right, cool. Hardy Exploring, I'm not sure actually. I'm not sure. I just put the cap on. Not really sure what it says. I might have to look afterwards actually. All right, so let's get into it, folks. Pulsechain projects. Now we're looking in the ecosystem, building on top of Pulsechain, and of course we've got Power City. Power City, one of our top teams there. Our team is getting close now. They say. Soon we'll be able to share with everybody some exciting things coming with the Earn protocol. Remember that Liquid Loans is forking Liquidity. Power City decided to fork Liquidity with the Earn protocol. Liquid Loans is using Pulse as the collateral, and Power City is going to use Pulse X as the collateral. And so it looks like we're going to have some interesting features though with the old Earn protocol. So looking forward to see exactly what these guys have got up their sleeves. Obviously, got the Earn token, a bit like the loan token for the liquid loans. And they've got PXDC here, the Pulse X dollar coin, the stable coin, just like liquid loans has USDL. So we're going to have two stable coins with the same model. It's one of the two best models, of course. So looking forward to that. So it was a cool update from Power City. We also got big news around liquid loans as well, the other fork of Liquidity. And this is Matt Cho. Sad news, unfortunately. This week I decided to leave the Liquid Loans team, so good news for him. Obviously, he's off to do something new. Hope my content helped educate, made you chuckle at times, and above all else brought attention and professionalism to Pulsechain. Thanks for all your support in the comments on to the next chapter. So this had 28,500 views. So a big congratulations to Matt Cho. Did an amazing job for Liquid Loans YouTube channel, and of course, increasing the amount of users. Probably they're going to use that, as well as creating a really good culture around liquid loans, and a very professional, leading the way actually in terms of that, and all the other teams can learn and borrow from that. Some of them already have done that, so I think it's pretty awesome. And hats off to Matt, really. Well done, job well done, and yeah, very cool. Lots of people obviously making lots of cool comments to him, which is pretty neat. So you can see that, very cool. Apparently he's going to be a content creator, so he's going to probably move into his own stuff possibly and be his own content creator. So we may see a lot more of him in the future based on this comment here. So that's kind of neat. Yeah, very cool. So get in there and say if you want to say that. Make sure I might post this in the chat there just in case you want to go and say hello and wish him well. So let's post that. Bam. So it's Liquid Lines team is Matt's in. So you can definitely do that. That is the link there. Bam. All right. All right. So that is the second update. So we've had Power City, we've had Liquid Lines update, and we've also got the Fiat update. So Fiat here. Make sure to tune in tomorrow to learn more about our next project. They will unveil a new testnet, Fiat interns, and will provide juice and cookies. So that's kind of cool. We love the products that are coming from Fiat. I just wish they would, some of their social medias. I don't like some of their social media, but I do think they bring the alpha projects, top tier projects. So looking forward to the next one here coming out from the team. So hopefully that will be pretty exciting. We already see obviously Fiat as a fork of Aave. They got Famous, which has got the Sacrifice open. I think they're closing that pretty soon if they haven't already. I might check that now. And of course, that's a fork of GMX, so margin trading and banking basically is the two things there. That banking also, obviously, Aave there, they're going to have flash lines as available as well, which is one block lines. So that's pretty cool. Other use cases, of course, apply and possibly cross chain as well. So other use cases being debt financing, interest rate swaps, and things like that. Potentialities out there. So we look forward to see what their next one is. There are other top tier Ethereum projects that have not been copied into Pulsechain that can still be done. So hopefully it's one of those because I think we've got a pretty good coverage of most of the top DeFi projects. There's still more out there, but it's definitely looking good, right? Definitely looking good. All right, so let's see what they come up with. That is that. Let's have a quick look at Famous. Famous here. Famous. I've got to spell it properly. Let's look at Famous as the GMX one here. I'm pretty sure they had an update about the Sacrifice. That was 18 minutes ago. Yeah, so 18 minutes ago. For your information, the Famous early bird Sacrifice will close in 48 hours approximately. After that, you will get no credit for Fiat there. So that's an update from them. That just came hot off the press 18 minutes ago, so we're lucky to check that. 4 hours ago, though, they also said we are moved for all support you have shown us. Our next project will be a fork of Balancer. Okay, so there we are, folks. So it looks like we already got the answer to that project that's coming out. They're going to be forking Balancer V2. And, of course, we are calling Fux.io, the terrible names, PH Universe Exchange there. And so they're obviously doing exchange. So another cool one of that. I'm sure they'll have their own features. So that is hot off the press. We just saw that this last 4 hours. And so that's kind of cool. So congratulations to the team there. Looking forward to what they're doing. And that's going to be useful from the DeFi side. That's what we want, all these alpha DeFis on the platform. So very cool. All right. I think that's number 3. Those are the 3 big project updates. Plus that was almost like 4 as well, wasn't it, with Famous there. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Lots happening. The top tier project teams are building. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how that keeps going. The other thing, of course, is that we talked about Richard Hart's terminology changes with Richard Hart's tweets, talking about terminologies with mining, and we can also see not only is his richardhart.com site changed with the photos and stuff like that, but the Hex terminology around mining has been changed as well. So the website's been refreshed there on hex.com. You can find the link in the video description, and that is Hex mining averages. So instead of staking, we've got mining now as the terminology. Really, mining Hex doesn't require any hardware or electricity. So got all that terminology has been updated on the official website for Hex. Now you can mine Hex by running some code on your computer or by phone. So it's really getting into the point that you're the one doing all the work. There's no one else doing the work for you. No middleman, no custodial then and you commit your rewards by running some code once more. So you earn larger rewards based on how long you commit to wait. Longer pays better. The APY for Hex mining on average length is 38%. Imagine minting Hex rewards. Now, obviously, that is to do with people in the past. So obviously with lower share rates. So it's still pretty juicy though today. Hex is totally decentralized. You mint your own rewards. There are no middlemen in Hex. So that is the summary there around the mining. So you probably see a lot more influencers using that terminology around mining to try and emphasize the fact that you are interacting with a contract and no one else is. You're not interacting with a middleman like on centralized exchanges and their services, staking as a service and things like that. So that's kind of cool. Right. That being said, of course, the code is immutable on the blockchain. It's still got its old terms in there. So cool. What else? I think that's kind of it. Let's get into some of the comments. Have I got one more? I think I got one more update here. Yeah, one more update. This is from Psychofix here. He's got a little picture of a Hex miner. That's kind of cool. You know what's there's irony in this, right? Irony in this, and obviously on this channel we've been using the words yield and rewards already, but there's irony in here around the Pulse Bitcoin terminology, which I think is funny. Anyway, let's move up to the top. We've got some more comments. So we got up to Drix. He was in the house. We got Zcash in the house there. Hey Zcash. Wow, yeah. Pulse Player says, thank you for your hard work, brother. Keep it up, Hex Token. I appreciate that, Pulse Player. Thank you very much. Christian Collins in the house there. Hello, what did I miss? No, you can rewind, Christian. You can rewind. That's a good thing about the video. Astro's in the house there. Fork with Velodrome on Optimism for Pulsechain. Epic. That would be cool. What else there? Brizz in the house there. What is going on with the Liquid Loans team? Well, we've had obviously got some changes going. I'm not surprised to see changes, Briz. Maybe I think that Matt's doing his own thing. I think that's probably what's happening there. I don't know any drama, anything behind that. So I imagine it's Matt's maybe deciding to do his own. He's done such a great job on Liquid Loans. Maybe he wants to do his own thing as a YouTuber. That's quite, a lot of people do that. I haven't heard anything in particular myself. Tamana's in house there. Do you have anything to say about Famous Sacrifice? Well, it's a fork of GMX. The obviously margin trading is huge. And GMX has been valued up very nicely. So from a fundamental copy, it's very good. The only thing I would say is that it will be margin trading on Pulsechain, which is great. So it's going to be seems to be exclusive at this stage. Obviously, the other existing ETH versions can come over, but yeah, I think it's pretty good. The only thing is, just like anything, is marketing and getting people to use it. So obviously, it's self-evident based on its valuation on Ethereum, but of course, you need people to use it, right? So that's probably the one thing. It's the issue there. It's true of all the projects, though. It's true of all the projects. Sandy Beach says, OMG, terrible name. Lost says Sandy Beach. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree with that. What else there? Christian says, why he changed it? If it's not broken, why fix it? I think he's just, obviously with the SEC and centralized exchanges, he doesn't want to get the language confused. So I think from a communications point of view, he just really wants to reiterate the fact that there's people engaging the contract themselves, and there's no staking as a service. There's no custodial in the middle there, as people have sort of defined it. Centralized exchanges sort of services have defined it that way. So I think that's probably he's trying to separate it from that. Wolverine is leaving Twitter after 20 days or so. Oh, yeah, I saw that as well. And not sure why he's doing that, but hey, that's just the way it goes. It's very dramatic. It's very dramatic. I just like people to be themselves. They want to say something, say something. If they don't want to say something, they don't have to say something. But maybe he's on to do different things. Brendan's in house. You're now OG if you use the terminology staking. That is true. That is true. That is well deserved, man. That is. Results in the house there. Maybe this is like when Charles Hoskinson and Jedi McCaleb, who helped create Ethereum, and then they went on to create their own version of ETH. Yeah, maybe, Chris, maybe. What else there? I even tweeted him saying, so yeah, I saw your tweet too, Sandy Beach. I did see your tweet as well. All right, so that is the highlights there. So lots of changes. We've seen major pivoting from Richard on richardhart.com, on hex.com. We've seen all the interactions on the GitLab there. Things look like they feel very close, don't they? It really does feel good. And I still reasonably expectant of this weekend. There's a very good chance. Obviously, we're not Richard Hart in the team, but it does feel pretty good. All right, so let's get on to the Hex Daily Stats. Should we do it? Yeah, we're up to 15 minutes. So before we do that, though, let's get into the chat. Let's get into the chat one more time. We've got a bit of time, extra time to go, so let's do that. I think I missed a few comments, so we'll jump to some of those. Back to Briz. Brad, you said around liquid lines. Well, we saw CC talking to Matt the other day on the live stream. Seemed very good. So I'm not sure. I don't think there's anything else. Maybe it's just seems like Matt's decision from what I can, just on the surface. If we're looking at the surface. What else? I think that's it. So there's no more comments. So that was a bit of a fail on my part. All right. So we got the Hex Day payout at the moment. Day 1187. We've got the price here we got the 3rd of March, 2023, and the price is at 6.985. That's actually a pretty good snapshot, actually, down 6.9%. We got the payout per T-share 6.352, and of course, we do have a comment about that from somebody who apparently no one loves the daily payout more than Briz. So that's from Briz there. Apparently that's so. So that is the payout. Now, on this channel, we get paid every day. If you own T-shares and you watch this live stream, you get paid Hex every day. So there we are. It's an airdrop every day. Airdrop there. All right. So what we got there? A T-share price there, $1,854. We got the T-share rate at 26,545. And we can see. Let me go to the staking here. Actually, we'll come back to that. Actually, let's go to Hexfire. So this is the share rate projection on Hexfire's site. And we just got this smooth slope going all the way up to around about what will we got here? Maybe about the 15th of April. So that's the next bump up there, and that's about 130 hex is expected, I think, in here. So it's going to jump by 130 hex. So just remember that. Pretty smooth increase here. But by the time we get to around about the 17th of April, we're going to be up close to 27,000 on the share rate. So interesting to look at that. And of course, we can see the share rate at the moment is 26,545. So that's up quite a bit, right? That's up like maybe 400 hex per T-share by then. So you can see how we're starting. If you've ever seen this long-term view or projection of the hex share rate, it sort of has a slow creep in the first couple of years, and then it starts to really ramp up. And so we're just into that early phase of that ramp up. So that's important to know. You can see by the time we get to the end of the year, based on this projection, which is pretty aggressive towards the end of the year, we're jumping up towards the 32,000 mark. So that's like another 7,500. Sorry, is that right? No, 5.5, 6,500 hex per T-share increase. So pretty dramatic based on this prediction here. Right, so that is where we're at there. Let's jump away. We've got the average staking length, 6.44 years. And this is interesting because obviously we've got the Hex Gold Whale out in the moment, of course, and once that comes out, we'll probably jump up to 6.7, 6.8 years on this average mining length. So it's a long time. People the remaining people staking are in for a long time. Annual percentage rate there, rewards and emergency in-stake penalties. See the language change in here now. So this has changed to rewards. I was happy with the yield, but hey, they've moved to rewards here on the channel. So we've had a bit of language change all over. 35.95% return there. I'm sure Briz loves that lots more than me. Apparently he likes that there as well. We got liquidity in there, $69 million US. 69 million US dollars. 69 million hexes in the pool. It's quite up, 21 million from yesterday, almost. And we've got 6.3 million US dollars in the pool, down dramatically from yesterday, actually. 7.6 down to 6.3. Now that's because people buying and selling, or in this case selling, and then of course LP. There's probably some LP movements as well. I haven't pulled those up today. We might have a little look at that afterwards though. 2,489 ETH in the pool, down from 2,700 yesterday. Let's have a look at the ownership pool. T-share has been decreasing a lot. Look at that over the last 10 days. Look at all the decreases in T-shares. We're talking about thousands of T-shares. Pretty decent. Only had a couple of up days. We're sitting at 10,221,000 T-shares. Remember the Hex Gold Whale's in there too, with 146,000 T-shares, close to 3.5 billion Hex. So that's kind of cool. So we're sitting at 10,221,000. Let's have a look at the staking ladder. This is over the next 3 months. This is the global staking ladder, so it's everybody stakes. We've still got these short-term stakers here. We've already seen 1 or 2 of these candles already close out, so we've closed them out. They've either sold a little bit there and restaked. I think some of them have restaked longer. So I think some of them restake longer there. I've definitely saw one of them restake longer at least. So that's, if you want to spend time doing that analysis, it's good, but, I've got better things to do. So we've got these going on there. We've got, about 1.5 billion left in these 4 candles ahead of us, running from the 4th of March all the way through to the 7th. This is the front of the wave, as we always call it. These short-term stakers, large holders, just short staking there. And of course, they're paying a lot bigger share rate now. Things have changed for them. Because the share rate's starting to go up that curve, remember? Really is starting to take a tax on their T-shares that they're getting. We also got some OG T-shares in here as well. We've seen OG over the last couple of weeks. We've seen OG stakes come out. So there is a bit of those in here as well. And some of them have been making pretty spectacular ROIs. We've seen it on the Whalebot, like at least 1 or 2, if not 2 a day. And they've been coming out too. Not every day, but a lot of times. And so yeah, they've been coming out, and a lot of them been reinstaking actually, which has been quite nice. So we'll see what happens with this. We've got about 1.5 billion here, and then of course we actually slow down. We've got one decent one here on the 12th of March. It's 278 million hex. Then it's pretty low, relatively speaking, down to the Hex Whalebot here with the giant candle, and we've got 3.55 billion hex there. And cumulatively, up to this date on the 23rd of March, there is 310,000 T-shares. So they were going to reset there and get lower. So it's fun to see. This is the second time, of course, we've seen the Hex Gold Whale do that. And this one here in particular includes its tokenaire exit from the Hourglass game that Trayvon set up, or at least his team did. So that's kind of cool. We've got a couple of candles in here at the beginning of April. 400 million and 500 million there. So it's almost over 900 million hex and sitting in these 2 candles, and then it starts to really drop off. We've got some of these ones have already staked, so these would have been back a little bit earlier. They probably just restaked in here. Some of these other candles popping up here, so it's actually looking pretty good. And if you go further out, it even looks pretty low as well, all the way through to June and so forth. Yeah, the horizon's changing. It's going to be a fun time to see. Hex is ramping up. So that is kind of cool on that front. Let's go to the staked amount. Sorry, staked amount. It's not staked. It's a rug pull suit, man. It's the mining amount. Mining amount of hex mining. My bad. Sorry, Richard. We got 10.18% there is locked in mining. Locked in mining there. It's a sad day for Superman. All right, so cool. We got penalties in the house there. 868,000 hex. Pretty good day in the office. Hex stakers always get paid, and we get paid the yield. Yield, yeah, that's all right. Reward, we get paid the reward or yield. We still use yield, I'm pretty sure. 65 million hex, and we've got 868,000 hex and penalties. So pretty good. We get 50% of that, of course. The other 50% goes to the OA, lowers the effective inflation as well, or mintable inflation, and that's pretty neat. Let's have a look at the growth, up 103 wallets to 322,339. Finally, our headline number, the staking number, because obviously Hex is also, did I say staking? That's the second one. Beep. I got to get some buzzer that goes, beep. Okay, let's hit that. There are 2 penalties there. We've got miners here. Look, the language has changed too. Current miners. That's all the language has changed, folks. We've got current miners, 119,288 is up 32 miners. How about that? So you guys getting used to it too? I hope so. We're up to total holders up 352. The 536,115. That is day 1187, folks. And you guessed it. What's special about today? We're on day 1188. And we're in our 4th month of the 4th year. Woohoo! Yeah, baby, yeah. 4th month of the 4th year. And of course, we've got the base payment there, 6.3 at the moment, almost. It does have a little bit of penalties, but pretty much 6.3 is the base amount. That's pretty awesome. It's great to be a Hex T-share stake miner. T-share miner. You guys almost had me. You guys almost had me on that. T-share miner is turning. I said it would turn into a comedy show, but that is pretty much it. So 6.3 hex per mining T-share. How about that? T-share miner. T-share is a miner. So the more T-shares you got, the more mining, I guess, the way you want to look at it. All right, so cool. I'm even laughing at this myself. That's kind of cool on that one. Very, very nice. That is the Hex updates. We've had it's been a pretty good update show. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. And of course, the stakes are going to be fun to watch this. I'm really enjoying this global staking game here and how things are moving around, the share rate and everything. Hex Godwell moves and all that sort of stuff. It is making this really fun. And of course, the large holders here are the ones that have to make the decisions. So they're going to all push out longer. They're going to push out longer. That's going to be interesting to see. And will the Hex Godwell do it again? Another 30-dayer. We will see how it goes second time around. It's going to be fun. Now, the Hex price at the moment is at 6978, so we're getting a bit better here. I'm going to go to 15-minute chart, and bam, we have got a 15-minute green candle. May not be the 1 minute like Brennan said, but we've got a 15-minute green candle there, 6978. Let's get back over 7 cents. That's all I can say. Now, I do have an honorable mention today. We're going to briefly mention the Zen project and what they have hit a milestone here. 1 trillion Zen has been burned, so that's the milestone they've hit there. So pretty good news for the Zen community. The other big news, of course, is that the Zen unicorns, where you burn 10 billion Zen coins, Zen to get one of these, is now up to 62 out of 100. So it's over 60% now. 62% of these have been taken up here on the old NFTs. And of course, the price has moved up higher. So the price has bounced off 7,500 is now at 9,100. So some interesting things afoot. I guess one of the big deals recently is obviously they're focusing on connecting to the Bitcoin chain, adding that to number 11 chain, Bitcoin. And of course, the big thing there is maybe, and this is where I think that's heading, is into putting DeFi onto Bitcoin. So look at that's going to be interesting to move there from a technology standpoint, and maybe value down the line. That's going to be interesting to see. All right, so that's the honorable mention. We've got the Hex chart though at 6.978. And what else we got going? Let's get into the comments, and we're up to 1 hour and 2 minutes. Doing pretty good, I think. Let me jump back here. As Asdro says, sometimes the only way to fix something that's not broken is to break it. And Capelago says maybe Gunther is taking a Twitter break and then returning carrying the Hex banner like your friend Somi predicts, says Archipelago. Maybe. I think he's pretty free. He's a pretty big holder of Hex as well, so he's like a pretty large holder, so I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's having a good time. He wins either way, basically. He's got bets either way. Brendan's in house there. You can't say short-term. Yeah, it's short-term miners now. That's true, Brendan. I agree with that. So there's a horn from me. I got horned on that. Brazolgi says, I'm getting sick of these pronouns, says Brazolgi. Lol. What else there? Astro there with the mining sticks there. I like that. Yeah, we're going to be mining from now on. Brendan says, every time you use the term, I can't say that word now, Richard EES on your minings. Whoops, miners, yeah. I get it. Astro says T-share equals ASIC. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's kind of an irony there, right? It's kind of irony. T-shares are ASIC. Yeah. That's so true. Brazolji says, why are they putting Zen on Bitcoin blockchain? Doesn't make any sense. How does one help the price of Zen on the ETH chain? That's not the play. That's not the. That is. I mean, that's the fundamental thing. But the play is actually DeFi. DeFi is the play, Briz. All of this going to hurt the fees on BTC. Yeah, that's not the play. The play is going to be, can you be the first ones to bring DeFi to the Bitcoin chain? That's where they're angling on that. All right, so cool. We're currently at 6978 is the old price of Hex. Looking not too bad. Are we going to get over 7 cents? We're so close to it. How far away? Let's go to the top here. We're going to jump. Bam. We're up at 7, so 0.5% gain, and we're back at 7 cents. Bring it on, but we really want to get over 7.2, maybe into the next 24 hours. Let's see how we go. Otherwise, like I say, if it wasn't for Pulsechain, this would probably just keep rolling over. But that's not true. That's true. All right. They should attach a stablecoin to Bitcoin, not Zen. Bitcoin needs a stablecoin. Well, that's what they're doing. I think you might want to watch one of their latest videos, Briz, because they're actually looking to do multiple stablecoins through the mechanism that they're doing. So yeah, watch the space. Hey, did we just set 7 cents? Did we just hit 7? Not yeah. We 6994. We did hit 7 though. We did hit 7 just after I asked for it to happen. I asked for it to happen. It said 7 cents. Did I ask for it? That was kind of an ask. Anyway, we're at 6994. I think we might end up getting 7 cents. We might very well have a Hex Token channel pump at the end. It could be very, very close. What else? Crowd of course there. Bruce, I think who's the guy that interviews Jack? What's his name? Crypto Kindness, is it? He's just done a live stream, so maybe watch that. That's probably got the latest stuff on there. We'll see. Like I said, the key to that project is the burning mechanisms, and they have to be done in the right way. So they can't just do burning for burning's sake. They've got to have utilities applied, and that takes time to code all that in. So we'll see how it goes. Check it out. Yeah, all good. I find, for me in crypto, this is one thing that I hold in with crypto. You can like and not like things, but I generally try to stay neutral about anything. And you got to be objective about stuff. That doesn't mean that what some people say you don't like, and then occasionally there's some people that you don't like because they seem to be so offensive. But on the most part, just try and stay objective about what's going on with the projects. Whether they survive or not is another question. But it's going to be fun to see. Some projects have different paths to success, and so we're going to watch to see how that plays out. It's going to be fun. All right, what else there? What we got here? Matt says I see 7. Yeah, I got 6992 at the price at the moment on X. Do it, says Makwa. Hardy Excellence says I think we hit that 8 cents this night. Says Hardy. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, well, we could very well see one of those candles. We've still got our poll was 73% said 8 cents by Sunday, and so we've still got a couple of days up our sleeves. So it's not over to the Pulsechain things, as it were. Christian says sorry, but we need a quick big dip on X to scoop up heavy, says Christian. Well, we've had a decent little pullback here. Yeah, we do. I think we do definitely need to get over 7.2 though from here. We'll see how we get on. I haven't checked out any of Brennan's updates, so we'll check that after the live stream. All right, we're up to an hour and 7 minutes. I hope you guys have enjoyed the live stream today. We had 4 Pulsechain project updates, which are all pretty significant, all alpha teams. And we've had Richard Hart's devs are working hard. There's lots of pivot changes with stuff that Richard's doing. So it all looks pretty good, doesn't it? All shaping up for a nice move forward. And the crowd goes wild. All right, I'm going to wrap up now. I will see you in Discord. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and catch you in Discord as well. I'll be in there, and the links are in the video description. If you want to have a chat about stuff in there, get in there. I'm going to be watching a few videos myself. One of them will be the Crypto Kindness one there, Briz. And I like, obviously like you guys, keep up with what the latest developments are. So very, very cool. Take care, everybody. Have a great day wherever you are. Friday in the Northern Hemisphere, Saturday in the Southern Hemisphere, and everywhere else around the world. Hope you have a good time as well. In the middle of the world, around the equator. They always have good times because the weather's always great. Cool. All right, let me play this out. I think we've got a couple of updates here. Oh, we've got a super sticker in there from HH. So let's got to jump to that, don't we? A shib dog clapping his hands, says HH. That's funny, man. Yes, they only got the shib dog. Has Elon Musk taken over this? Taken over the maybe that HH. I appreciate that, HH. Thank you very much. Big shout out to you. And of course, we've got to play the crowd before. Right, take care. Bye. See you guys tomorrow. I say goodbye. And remember, you're not stakers now. You're miners. You're miners now. All right, take care.